What just happened? I mean, not what just happened.
I think if I can got us up and running again.
Word.
Instead of streaming, it's just
nice. Well, that was intense. That got intense for a good like 9 minutes there. Like, where do I start? We're back, everyone, and we're live too. Dope. Everyone, welcome back. Come on in. Take your shoes off. Stay a while. Whoops. I had. You'll laugh when you see the name of the group the second time around. You inspired me when you said Looney Tunes earlier.
Trying to find a stream on YouTube's end.
I'm waiting for me to get notified again. Now YouTube hating on you.
And
yeah,
YouTube stays hating on the lacking notifications to the squad, dude. That's their MO. It's fucking, oh, these people are subscribed to you. Nah, I'm not gonna let them know you got a fucking video.
They don't
all right.
really want to. They don't really want to know what you're doing.
I know, right? Yo, they hit the notification bill, yeah, but
they
fucking
what do you want me to do here? Your fucking job?
I thought the bell meant ring, dude. My bad. This is my fault. You're right. You're fucking. Hey, low key, the reason why I hate on so much the like, the being overly passive or overly go with the flow is that you're really controllable when you're really go with the flow. And everything can be phrased as like a good thing. Oh, it's just, you have to look at it in a good sight is like, I'm thinking dark side. If I'm Darth fucking Vader and I want to control people, I want them to think that while I'm pissing on them, it's rain. And like, you know what I mean? Am I making sense at all?
Yeah.
It's definitely funny.
Oh, fucking. So it's like, hey, I get it. Let's go with the flow, but let's make sure you know where it's going.
Right,
like, who made the flow? Did you put that flow there? Like, I didn't put that shit there. I'm not getting in that fucking thing. You know what I mean? I get it. Balance, of course. It's like create the channel and then get in the flow. Or like your homie's got a good flow, and maybe I can jump into his. You know, that's been working out for him. We're similar in nature and vibe and shit, you know. I don't know. But that's where I'm coming from, you guys, especially the ones listening out there where they constantly hear me criticizing passive and like overly passive. That's why. Sorry.
So the first video is not on your wall, just so you know.
No, that one will take a while.
Okay.
The lives, the lives have to process. Okay. And then when they process, they go live. So it takes a few minutes.
Okay.
However, this new one, is it up? I've just been rambling.
It's up, but like when you come on your channel, it's still kind of showing the first video is still live.
Okay, let me go into the control room on YouTube side because I actually didn't do that. When Zoom ends, it doesn't necessarily end the YouTube side for those of you guys in the chat room.
I think it closed it out for you. You're all right now, and that's why more people are coming in now.
Yeah, it does. Okay, it's off now.
Someone in the comments said, "Can't just go with the flow, or can't just go with the flow. Got to surf the waves. You gotta know how to swim. You got people going on.
You gotta know how to dive under the wave. That shit's coming in hot. You know?
You can't float. You can't do any of that either. If you can't float, you can't do nothing else. If you can't float, if you can't just float. You can't swim, you can't dive, you can't fly, you can't none of that. If you can't float, if you can't levitate, how can you make a movement, you know? If you can't move, how can you move people? It's always as simple. No matter what people think it looks like either. People always get caught up on what it looks like. They never pay attention to what it feels like. What something is being shown to you as in the process of it being made as what you're trying to manifest. People shit on the process because they're afraid of what it means for their process. Is there something wrong? Why is he taking so slow? What's happening? Am I not doing the right thing? You don't know how to just relax. Take it easy. Calm down. Why are you so frustrated with what's being made. You frustrated with something that's being made, that's fledgling. That's dangerous to your process. Don't feed it frustration. Feed whatever it is you're doing right now, if you really want to do it. Feed it open curiosity, because then you'll admit that you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Then you'll admit that maybe there's something else helping me. Maybe there's something just telling me, just float, and it'll work. It'll work out, whatever it is. I guess.
I call it plot armor.
Yeah.
It's like when your name is Naruto and shit.
+5.
Yeah.
Got some +5s.
Yeah, man. +5 plot armor.
That's fucking right. It's real.
Well, we're back, everyone, officially. Reintroduce ourselves. Actually, we're not doing that. It's going to take way too long. We're a group of people who have come together to create a new mastermind. And we're just hashing out ideas. Hashing out ideas for, what was it? When it mysteriously cut off? What were we at?
Oh yeah, shit.
I mean, not that we have to talk about exactly that, but I'm sure I'm just even curious now. What the fuck? What was it?
I mean, in the last frame of it, I was talking about the positioning of the sun. So if anything, we could go based off of positioning. Where are we trying to position ourselves in what we're trying to build? Me, in my thinking with you all, I was positioning the leadership, because this is the framework of everything. Each of you is a walking school of thought. Each of you is your own educational building, your own institution. So if you're talking about position, okay, well, what school of thought would you see yourself as the focus of? Who are you as the school of thought? What are people clinging to? What are people trying to understand, trying to put in a frame that is digestible for them to build their own school of thought? Everything is about adding. Each one teach one, absolutely. But again, it's about who you're talking to. So again, in position of leadership, over who, with who, under who, what is this? What's happening? What are you a leader of in your field? What would you consider yourself a leader in? That doesn't mean that I need your damn credentials documented to show what it is you went to school for. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in here. What's this framework? We could spill that out right now. With me, yeah. I focus on the realm of impossible things. As broad as that sounds, that's still a finer focus. Impossible. What you're not paying attention to because you think it won't work. That's what I work on. I like those. That's where I'm comfortable. The impossible ideas of learning how to explore my spiritual craft in the way that I observed Q. In the way that I've observed him, I've able to gain a better understanding of how spirits work in tandem with my spirit. What is the synergy of that? There's always synergy. There's always a mixing. There's always a current that's born anew in the midst of it, just like Keith was saying before. So how does this synergy work? What is this synergy building? Synergy, sin's energy. What's behind closed doors? Sin was the moon. What's not being talked about? That's where I go. I like the closed door rooms. Not in terms of not including, but you need a closed door room to understand that if you're going to have an open theater, you need the people to know how to put that theater together to already be solid with themselves.
You need proper boundaries.
You need boundaries, but you also need motivation. What's motivating you to be on either side of that door, of the closed door or the open theater? What's motivating you? Are you motivated by being out in front of everybody? Is that where you feel the most alive? Is that where you feel the most connected? Is that where you can speak from a more fluid basis? Do you feel more alive when you're in a closed space where it's just about you and a bunch of like minds steering it in the direction of, okay, well, we're trying to get the funding for this. So we're going to allocate to be the standing for what we're going to do to lower down the foundation and all that. Where does your genius, where does your mastermind come alive? That's how we build a school. Where does your mastermind come alive? I'm not looking to just tell you. It kills me. We live in a system where we went to school where you had teachers who knew only shit about literature and subject matter, teaching geometry.
and who didn't give a shit about your passions or about what you were stoked on.
Yeah,
Like, could care fucking less if you were stoked on this bug or something. You know? Like, what if his genius is fucking bugs, dude? And you just like, you're like, fuck you, come learn how to I don't know, spell the TH. You know, I'm just some dumb shit. I don't know. It sucks though, dude, because that's. I'm heavy on that because I have a 2-year-old going on 3, and I'm like how do you approach raise? It's one thing to have to make decisions in and of myself, because if I fuck up, it's like, all right, it's me, you know, I'm not gonna, it's chill. But on my child, it's like, all right, now I really gotta fucking pay attention to how I want to facilitate his growth. And it's like, do I push this because I know this is good? All right, but what if I stifle something else? Because to your point that you're saying, like, we all have a genius. Like, I don't want to stifle his genius by pushing him towards something I think is going to be good for him, you know, but also don't want him to wander and like not have any input. So it's I guess it's important to know. I mean, that was pretty much my ramble. It was just my thought vomit. So,
I mean, it kind of, well, that wasn't that because it's very key to what it is we're talking about. I'm not a dad. I can't relate. I'm an uncle. I'm a sometime uncle. You know, this life has led me in many directions, and a lot of times away from people who are real blood family to me. But even in that, I still have had to find myself. So even though I'm not a father and can relate to you on that level, what I can say in terms of relating to you as a man and looking at you as a man and having observed you in your craft, what you already do is you're there. My oldest brother, he's a dad. Beautiful nieces, beautiful. The only thing he ever said, he said, you just gotta be there. Mm-hmm. So if that's the case, right? It's not necessarily about what it is you're going to give them, but you go sit down and feed to them. You know, you already are working with them. It's about working with them. Mm-hmm. The fact that they are their own mastermind and blueprint, and they're just giving you a bunch of oohs, ahs, gagas. They're giving you sounds. They're feeding their environment. They're seeding their environment. They're seeing, where does this sound follow that where I can find something interesting? If I just say this there, how does this vibrate?
For real, dude. That's what he does.
Period. Because he's a genius. He already is a genius. It's not about what you contribute. It's about who you are being there. So again, the pieces are there. Period. You know, you are a master horticulturist. We're just gonna, the words.
Perfect. Yeah, that's perfect.
but what does that mean? You're trying to figure out how to raise your son, but you're already a master at raising things, at raising molecules.
Like, just give it attention, see what it likes. If it doesn't like something, stop doing it.
Simple
enough.
like if Q is worried about how he affects the process of the mind of his child, he's a subconscious specialist. He's already doing the right thing by listening to the mind. If he's worried about how to handle the mind, he's already doing the right thing by shutting up and listening to the mind. The mind's going to tell you how to handle the mind. Handle me with care. You may not know everything, but I know that I can fill out a space as everything. I'm the mind. So see how I fill out a space. That's what he's done. That's what you do. Nobody listens to each other. Nobody in a very comprehensive way. We don't listen to each other. You can't build anything if you aren't listening. If you aren't paying attention. If you aren't paying attention to the fact that the heart is equated to something called the heart chakra. The heart chakra is green. What else is green? Plants. Vegetables, all that. Why is that green? Why is there a resonance between heart and ear, earth? Different things I've learned from y'all. Things I'm just paying attention to. If nobody is willing to pay attention, that answers the first question I had on the board. Who am I talking to? Who am I really trying to talk to when I'm building a curriculum? Because I'm not talking to everybody. This isn't for everybody. I lay that down right now. I'm not here to be liked. I'm not here to be digestible. I'm here because I have a purpose. Everybody here has a purpose. So who are we really talking to? Let's build our community for our idea of what it is we're showing you. You'll know who we're talking to when you see what we're showing you. This. Period.
Yeah.
So what I'm kind of thinking is, especially now in this particular time, is when the time when we need to take all of our spiritual practices and our spiritual understanding and bring it out into the world. Like, I don't think it's the time to necessarily isolate or hold it back from larger communities or the collective. I think this is the particular time that we need to like go out into the world and do things on a physical level to make an impact to what's happening. I don't think it's time to just. That's just my
I
perspective.
with what you're saying, but what I will say is that that isn't based off of concealing anything. People can openly find y'all's platforms. It's about who's looking for you. Just because you're asking who am I talking to, it's not in terms of cutting somebody else off. It's in terms of everybody else is going to have their own frequency that they're paying attention to. So don't waste your time trying to latch onto these other frequencies, trying to get them to pay attention when that clearly isn't the job in the first place. If we have to pay advertising, marketing in a spiritual community, in reality, we're not doing our job. If you are selling your own product and you're doing something that benefits yourself at the same time that you're teaching something, that you're spreading something, that is your prerogative, that is your business. And quite frankly, I applaud you. But if you turn it into a marketing idea, I'm not saying that you're doing something wrong. I'm saying you're inherently going away from your own algorithm, from your own awareness, and plastering yourself as a martyr is very much so marketing. Being a Jesus figure is a form of marketing. That's very real. You know, you gotta be
Too
aware
real, man.
else is also something else, you know? Just because you Jesus and you quote unquote pure doesn't mean you ain't out here advertising the Lord's free 99 sale to get into heaven. All you got to pledge is your a life as a down deposit. You know, they're saying the same thing. You got to be real about what it is you're looking for. Who am I talking to? So, okay, if we're going to go beyond that in terms of the speech, you know, the extras, what we got to really get concrete about is where are we going to attack first? I put it in our chat before that I think the idea of starting a festival, finding the funding, even in and of itself for a festival, is very.
You went out.
You went out a little bit.
You're on mute. Hey, Jabron, you're on mute. What up?
He's on, Jabron. Jabron, you're on mute. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Mute?
Yeah,
oh wow, you just came back. That's crazy.
He's all in conclusion, the answer to the universe is mute.
Where the French nigga at?
Damn. Smith, Agent Smith, you messing with us again, man? I see you out there.
He was helping out before. I know he's around here. But yeah, my main thing is that if we're going to get concrete, right? I was thinking that the idea of a festival is very applicable because a festival can be used in multiple ways. You can use it to house people. You can use it to feed people. You can use it to give people private showers and stuff to clean themselves. Like, you can turn this into a sanctuary as much as you want to turn it into a body of thought and knowledge, you know, have it be applicable to life, not just in the sense of, I'm gonna get you ready to go out and get a job so you can figure out what you're going to do so you can, you know, do yourself a service or whatever. It's not about all that extra shit. It's about building a community. And the community, as Dick Gregory would say, you control your policing, you control your schools, you control your criminal code system, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You control everything. We have to have a community. If we're really gonna have people we're gonna pay attention to and actually, you know, buy what it is we're paying attention to, we have to have a community. We can't exist outside of that community if you're not gonna have something to go on. Everybody who goes on as an individual and Omega, you know, you have to have something to seed, period. We each have that. Each of us do.
Sounds like you're trying to start your own civilization.
So will this be accessible to our friends and family? Because I think that's where we can make the most impact, is the people closest to us, because other people are not going to be able to resonate with us on a level that they can understand what we're trying to get across or what we're trying to express. But our family and our friends, I think we can kind of break that barrier down a little bit. Not fully all the way, but maybe just give them, little pieces of information, little gifts, little spiritual gifts. Give them little spiritual gifts.
Yeah, I feel like with the fam, it would just be showing up as you are, really. I mean, I feel like I've definitely been getting good with the fam. Like and the thing is, I don't want to make it sound like it's a complete, oh, this is the spiritual. This is just a lens we're looking through. This happens in every world. Every kid grows up sort of wanting to make their parent happy. And so they'll withhold certain things, even to adulthood, where it's like you are a certain way to your brother because he's your brother. You're a different person to your dad. You're a different person to your spouse. It's like we get so habitualized in that. Anywho, what was I saying?
There's very much so the air of that. It's like I hear all of us and we're all making sense.
Blacked out.
But you gotta, just like alchemy, where I don't know where he's at, but he was talking about the fire and the air magic going on. Man, a brain fart is farting the fuck out of some clouds today. That's all I could really say.
So, I don't mind because I get I go on a lot of tangents, so I get a lot of brain farts. But what I've come to twist positively is like I just assume that anytime I have a brain fart, I had made my point and I'm just rambling on at that point.
Yeah.
So if I lost my train of thought, I probably said everything I needed to say.
Then just decided not to end the sentence. Yeah. I do that.
Well, I think based upon what we were talking about earlier about this system being torn down, there needs to be a need for a community being built on some moral standpoints, on some codes. So it's not just spiritual things that we got to worry about. Focus on, but it's also finances and health, and protection, security, and things like that. So it starts to become a bigger field of what we can actually tap into because, for example, someone else might be able to break down spiritual things better than I ever will, but I can break down, something about health better than they can. So sometimes, even though we may have a vast knowledge on a lot of things, somebody can still do that one particular thing, but we still need all of these ideas to come together because like I was saying with this corruption and this stuff coming down, the stuff that I've been tapping into, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people are talking about history. We're talking about the indigenous people that were already in America. It's not just, us being on this land and that was it. No, we had a nation. And that's one of the key things that we're actually missing. We are already getting back the body because we're dealing with the health and stuff like that. We're getting our spirit back because we're dealing with spiritual knowledge. Our mind is a tandem of all three of those things anyway. So we're getting all the things back. We're missing a flag, something to be grounded upon, something that stands for us, and not just RBG stuff, something that's actually written down a lot, not just something that's symbolic because of we're just feeling good about something, no, something we're actually building, and we need that nationality. So I'm still learning the process of getting all that together because I'm not going to act like I'm super saucy in that because I'm not. But it is a conversation that needs to be had because it's not even to be on some more stuff or on some Aboriginal American stuff, which is really like this is a real thing because we're all indigenous people. And that is something that is a birthright that is not being given to us because we're all wrapped up in the system. So part of that conversation needs to be had as well, along with people getting their health together, getting their mental together, getting their spiritual order together, because every single one of those facets, like someone said, you're working for someone else, we're working for someone else with that mess too. The holidays running around, Christmas, everything like that. How much of that are you getting sucked into it, as far as the commercial program of it all, what I'm saying? How many family members, or maybe your girl, you still gotta get her good because she got her family and all that stuff. So you're still playing the game without still trying to be that be outside of it, what I'm saying? So we gotta come up with a whole different standpoint perspective of how we define things, because that goes back to the definitions. We got to define things a certain way. So when we celebrate around this time, it ain't because Santa Claus, because this whatever. Yeah, we get down with the family, but we take this time, especially throughout the 21st and the 24th, to meditate, to go out with our plans, to visualize what we're going to do, get a vision board, because that's when the sun is setting. That's when the energy is out there for us to do it. So yeah, I mean, that's what a part of this was now, because me even looking at the date, I was like, yeah, it was 12/20. We already getting started right now. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, you know, what Jabron was saying earlier, I can't say that I specialize in anything. You know, I come across so much information. Like I said, I'm more like a explosion of information, and that's honestly the best way I can put it. I try to do my best to focus on certain things, but it's just like I come across so many different things, and it's just like I try to share it all. And that's why I brought up the history standpoint, because we can talk about spirituality, and that's probably the top tier thing that we need to be dealing with. But there's also the trickle down stuff that's, you know, in the thorn side that we need to address as well, because
there's the other half of existence.
Exactly. Someone can be as healthy as they want, but if you, well, let me not say that. People can be as rich as you want, but if you're not healthy, you don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? You can be as wealthy and as healthy as you can, but if you can't protect your family, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? You can protect your family, but you can't have fun with them because you always protect them in a certain bad way of life. You know what I'm saying? You can't enjoy your time with them. So we got to put all these things in balance, but we got to put up a code that all of us can agree with, because it's not just our individual what we may agree upon. It's something that all of us experience at the same time. So we're creating a remedy for that experience.
I think the best way to do that, excuse me, the best way to do that is to build an adaptive body. Because again, you could still consider yourself an expert in terms of what you're doing, because again, you're here. So the whole mode of you being here was that you can recognize things on the flip, in the life, on a system of motion, in a system of processing. So it's still an expert level, an expert in a field, mind you. There's a difference, yes, but you still create that field, because to be an expert is to have a signature. To have a signature is to have your own code, period. So when we talk about tearing down the system, I want all of us to fully, step into the idea of the fact that we're already in the process of coming down. You know what I'm saying? Everything is already coming down. Everything is burning down. Everything is flooding. Everything is crumbling. That's all happening right now. So what are we building in the adaptive body of it to build something that moves through that? We're building something that's moving through natural disaster, because it's still helping us. It's gonna figure out a way to help you to a stable piece of existence, period. Right.
I got a devil's advocate question for you. I'm a side rail if I may. The question is, I'm not sold on starting the new civilization thing that you guys are going on about. Back to what I was saying before about getting rid of the system or infiltrating it, because what, again, historically speaking, is when people have conversations like this, what they mean is I want to do my own thing, but the interjection is, why not take over how everything operates? Like, we don't want to lose momentum on building roads. We don't want to lose momentum on building universities. And it's like, we don't have the funds to rebuild a whole new world. I feel like the better idea would be to just elevate the individual minds so they act within their individual roles to the highest good, just of world of the existence. Like, fuck trying to start my own law enforcement entity. Like, I'm only going to be alive another 30 years. I'm trying to be doing truly, like, I'm trying to start the merrymaking now, not rebuild something brand new. And so I think it would be a better idea to somehow focus on just finagling our way into the minds of people to just like light fires, like Emerald Tablet's always about that. It's like, hey, you're all a fire. You just got to spark it. You got to spark it. You're always going to be surrounded by the fetters of darkness. But until you fucking fight, you're always sparking the lights. It's like easier, would make more sense spiritually, because, they're always going on and on about it starts with the self. It starts with the self. So it lines up with that. It would be more practical in the real world, as in, like, I don't have to come up with the funds to build a new school if I can convince the dean of the school that that the spiritual, more sustainable way is a better approach. And then I've infiltrated the entire university by just getting to the dean. You know what I mean?
Can I give you an example?
Yeah.
So I'm a political science major at Morehouse College, but on the side, I am like back in Denver. I'm a part of something called Apprentice of Peace Youth Organization, which works on something like whole person development in youth. And part of what we're doing is addressing youth violence. And so we go to schools, right? And we've talked to multiple schools in multiple counties in Colorado, where we've been able to get in there and give them a curriculum about addressing some of the things that lead towards violent interactions, which starts with having conversations that are, you know what I'm saying, awkward.
Probably all kinds of shit. Yeah.
But the point is that by infiltrating, by getting into the public system and being able to have these connections with some of the people inside there, we've been able to tap into the minds of children and
that's where it's at.
What
you need to say that one more time. Tap it into the minds of the children, because that's where it starts, dude.
Exactly.
That's where it starts.
Right, because our job is to pass this knowledge down. And I feel like what all of us are talking about is different ways and in which we pass this kind of knowledge down.
We're gonna start a kids' school, dude, for the future generations. Down.
Should find a way how we can have some meetups and stuff like that, or just try to get out in your community, because even I've been trying to get better at that. You know, sometimes we even feel disconnected with what's going outside our front door, or even around the corner.
They about to teach Tai Chi. I think Tai Chi is about to be like, I've been wanting to learn Tai Chi for the longest, and I think shit. They literally need shit to do with their bodies, and that's kind of like what we're trying to talk about here, is hashing out a good way for you to deal with your time and your feelings and your emotions and your spirituality and how you're going to raise your kids. And we need to address all of these things. And since we're looking at a society that has decided to prioritize private entities, then we have to do these things ourselves now. We used to be able to say, oh, well, public school can do it, and public school can't fucking do it anymore because they actually have defunded it. And so
been doing it for quite some time now.
Right, since before I was born. Exactly. Most of this shit happened before I was born. And so what we have to do now is take all of that shit and I'm sorry, I lost.
No, you take out. Yeah. I'm with you. I'm glad.
So
thank you.
I want to ask everyone like a real question. So what do you see for the next 10 years? 10 years from now, what do you see? Like,
you guys go first. I gotta go to the bathroom real quick.
Hey.
What do you see like America like? And what do you see yourself as in this America 10 years from now? Like, I'm curious on everyone's opinion on this panel, because this question really counts. Because anyone who is a futurist, and that's what we need to put on our list of accolades, needs to be thinking about the next 10 years.
Right.
So I'm curious, I'll go first. Within the next 10 years or 10 years from now, I see America having difficulties with their fiat currency, if it even being a currency anymore.
That's already happening.
Okay. And the implications of our currency failing or falling is beyond imagination. I want you to understand that. It opens up possibility of war. I mean, it is drafting. I mean, whoa. Also, I'm concerned about Antarctica having all of these icebergs melting at rapid rates. Where they already prophesized within the next 3 to 10 years, we're going to get 18 inches of additional coastal, river, seas, lakes, anything that flows into this network, which is going to cause complications because it's already flooding when it rains in a lot of cities.
Right.
So I just see it. I see us applying some of the older traditions, and nothing wrong with it, but I see some of the older traditions being spoken on. But we're about to deal with some real futuristic complications. The tornado just splashed 5 states.
Oh, that's right.
Now, a family just survived because they had a container home put underground. Now, how many of us want to come together and say, hey, let's go buy 5 acres in the middle of America where if shit get real, we can get there? I mean, I'm on this. I'm on some contingency plans so that we cover all bases. We need to cover the tornado.
Why do you think I'm out here
cover the crypto? I'm down to kind of figure out those things.
Right.
Anyone who want to join or participate is then a part of the world.
Exactly.
You know, and that's where I'm at. And then we could grow or build our world with money, capital, possibilities. I mean, you don't know how much pull or connections we have. Someone might be like, damn, if you do the container home, I got the land.
I got the land.
Right, exactly.
By the way.
Right, sale shit.
You hear that?
Yeah.
You hear that?
BT dubs.
So I'm just saying, it's
not in the Midwest.
This is what I'm trying to do.
But
and if we can show that small pockets of individuals can do this, maybe it'll give faith in the other small pockets of individuals that will be able to do these things as well. And I believe in that. Like, I believe in just trying to figure out certain ways to, like, if we have certain family members that live in these coastal areas, you need to clear a room out. You need to do that like right now if you have it. It don't need to be no extra storage space. It don't need to be nobody's closet. It don't need to be any of those things. If you have an extra room, clear it out now. Because what's happening in America is an attack on every front, on every direction. And the only way we're going to survive is staying together.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this is how you guys shut down on the last Zoom, dog. You need to chill.
Oh, yeah.
Stop that.
That's where my
He didn't mean it. He didn't mean it.
Listen, man, it's getting real live in here.
No, that's like that's real, dude. That, I mean, when I made the criticism this whole time about the public education system, is that's part of it. Is how disconnected it is from anything fucking super useful. Like whether it's like emotions, whether it's finances, whether it's the earth, whether it's relating to other humans, whether it's how to do your fucking taxes, like the things that drive us mad, we don't learn none of that shit. Mm-hmm. We learn like random facts throughout history, which I love because I can apply them because I happen to be into that. But it's like it's not fit to meet the criteria of the individual. And right now, people hate the individual. It's all about the mass. It's all leaning towards. I'm not saying we should be. This isn't a debate on either side. It's just that's what it is. Right now, people don't.
Should you teach your kids about Hitler? Yes or no?
Should I?
Yes.
Yes.
Like because of age? Like should I wait for a certain?
Should they before the age of 12 years old? Should they know about Hitler?
If you want my honest opinion, I would have to take into consideration why. What I'm not going to be like, hey, did you know that some dude massacred millions of people? No, but if he's into this and he's like, Pops, why the fuck were these people killing each other? I'm like, oh, damn, son, there was this dude named Hitler and he fucked everything up. He was killing people. He was doing this. Like, that's what I'm. Is he genuinely interested in it?
Because Hitler has a story. And his story is connected to somebody in their class, someone in their church, someone in their hospital. And if they get used to seeing the signs or behaviors of that story, they can maybe run away from that and not get shackled.
Yeah.
Or potentially help that individual. But how do they know it if they can't relate or even know? Well, I don't know that. Eyes closed, ears covered. But we're going into a future where they're not going to know.
Knowledge is power, man.
Just address race theory, man. Just address it.
Nah, we ain't getting shut down. I'm just saying. This is the rift that we're dealing with right here, just in America. This is the quote unquote civil war that we're dealing with in America. And when they say remove Hitler, there's no one educated enough to say, well, what about this? We don't have that individual. It doesn't come up. So we just collectively say, okay, we're going to remove Hitler. And if we're going to remove Hitler, we're removing a timeline. Mm-hmm. We're removing all the people that were connected to that. So them ancestors don't matter neither. Like, they story Anne Frank don't count. That hurts me. Like, Anne Frank was a real book for me. So you go tell me you go remove Anne Frank out of my physical reality because you say so? This is why I said we're going to have to start realizing what we're doing here.
Right.
He was pissed.
Because it's not about fear mongering. It's not about to enforce fear. It's about to encourage love.
Yeah.
Love. This is what happens when love is not given.
For real, though.
How many students are taught about agape love?
For real.
None. Zero. They wouldn't even be able to spell it. And this is where we at. But they're spelled Zeus. He even got a whole network with black people on it. It's crazy. And we feel okay with that. It ain't like we boycotted the network. I mean, look, I'm gonna be quiet because we ain't
Nah, man, it ain't the time to be quiet.
The fluoride works, man. That's what it is.
I'm here.
Fucking aspartame, the fluoride. Fuck. The GMOs. It is. You were right when you said it's on all fronts. It's something we got to deal with in the physical, in the spiritual, in the mental.
Shit, we need to get our own omniverse, omegaverse. Omegaverse gang. Like, we need to be sealed up.
Last verse. This is the last verse. Omegaverse. That would make us the last verse.
I mean, Omnicron. Let's not even get into that.
Don't, because you're gonna get my channel shit down.
So it says, so Hitler can bring up.
I said Metatron.
What
you talking about?
Said Metatron. YouTube. We chill Metatron. We're avid Transformers fans here.
I had to say it we good.
Love Transformers.
Not the O.
Especially with Megan Fox.
All right.
Going back to what Q was asking as far as what people see in 10 years, similar to what he's saying, I think America is going to be in some very interesting times. You know what I'm saying? I think the fiat currency doom is not going to be here. I think a lot of people, I'm not trying to say this to be fearing, but I'm saying a lot of people are not going to have trust in these institutions. And we're seeing it already now. People have these blind trust in these institutions when they have no record of ever being solid with them. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be more of that going to be revealed in the next 10 years. So a lot of people are going to be running to people who have some, not just credibility, but integrity, wanting to actually help people and not to squeeze money out of you because, say, for example, you're sick. Oh, well, let's give you this pill, let's give you that pill. No, it's to heal you and teach you how to heal yourself and be done with it. You know what I'm saying? So where that comes to growing food, knowing how to make the herbs, knowing what to do with them and things like that. That's something that some people are going to be running to. Along with what I was talking about earlier, the legal stuff. People are going to be like, man, I can't be this 14th Amendment citizen. I'm not that dude anymore. You know what I'm saying? I can't be a part of the system that's crashing. Like I said, it's eating itself alive. We can't be a part of that no more. So some people want to look for those things. People are going to be looking for spiritual, knowledge, where there might be numerology. On the live stream I did with Keith a few weeks ago, I was doing some cosmology reading, cartomancy cards, just reading people's, their birth card, and getting people just the idea of who they are, what energy they carry, so they can have a foundation of who they are when the lights go fucking off. You can still pull up this thing, get your book, and still figure out where to charge your light out, because even if the electronics go out, or we're not dealing with it because they're so far into this transhumanism, because that's where it's going to be going to. You know what I'm saying? People getting chips in not just their arm, their hand, but their head. You know what I'm saying? The metaverse is just a small stepping stone to that, just like video games was before, movies and blah, blah, blah. It's all a stepping stone to that. So even in the next 10 years, we already got robots and stuff reproducing right now. It's going to be a whole crazy, well, I'm not going to say it like that, but it's going to be amazing in what's going to be out there. the
It
stuff that's
will
out
be.
here right
It
now.
will be a fucking phenomenon. Whatever is the next 10
So I
years.
think even right now we're getting in the position to where we can place ourselves to help more people. But what we have to do is really, create that net so we can have the right things figured out. So when people come through, we can help them out. But we also got to make sure that we steady and doing what we're doing. So we don't misrepresent people, don't mess them up and nothing like that. So yeah.
So basically, the fact that people are having less faith in money, currency, they're then putting it towards other things. So I'm just thinking of some of the things people are putting their money towards: property, which is a hard asset, and crypto. These are like the two driving forces right now that are big business: real estate and crypto. Now, the real estate game is worldwide. So everyone all around the world is buying up America, just so we're on the same page. Just like everyone all around the world is buying up crypto. Now, eventually, if everything gets bought up, there's nothing else to kind of be sold. And that's what's also happening right now with bread, toilet tissue, everything. Everything's kind of getting bought up, and there's not enough to be sold. So if that happens to real estate, that game kind of fizzles out. So then everyone starts focusing on cryptocurrency. What I'm worried about is that several times we were worried about an EP blast, electromagnetic pulse, EMP, I think EMP burst.
Even the solar flare, could they say the same thing about
where it
that?
could come from solar activity or weaponized from other countries. Now, if everyone's putting their money in a cryptocurrency, and it might,
Right.
I ain't gonna say nothing. Just it might.
Yeah, I personally think cryptocurrency is a terrible idea.
Now they're going to rebuild it.
Right.
If that happens, it's still going to rebuild it. They're going to rebuild it. But then we got to think, what are some of the supplies they're going to need to rebuild these things? Copper, silver, gold. And for some reason, we as melanated people have forgot our damn essentials. I mean, this is our essentials. I'm confused.
You're right, though.
What are we doing? Like, this is okay. Do you understand? You need silver in electric vehicles.
And silver
You
going
need
crazy
gold
right
to
now.
get space. You need copper to protect America against solar flares or weaponized EMP bursts in the future. That's just to name a few applications of these metals.
Or werewolves.
Yeah.
Can't forget the werewolves.
Hey,
So-
it's a man of letters for a reason, dog.
So it doesn't hurt for us to come together as a panel and start suggesting ways of finding scrap gold, scrap copper, scrap silver. Tell people what year pennies were made out of copper. You know, the little old ladies, go look for the 1952 penny. You might get you some copper. These are the things we could say that's tangible and feasible. Makes them feel like they're doing something, and they actually are. Because all the other stuff I said could potentially come to a halt for a second. Gold, silver, copper, and some of these other metals ain't coming to nobody's halt. They ain't come to a halt since the beginning of civilization.
Forever.
Come on. That's what I'm on.
Word too.
Yeah,
We gotta protect ourselves. We need to make sure we have places that are in gun legal states, family members potentially. Yo, hey, cuz, you out in Tennessee, you know that you can, as long as you're 21 years old and don't have no felonies, you could get strapped, bro. You should go grab something, because if it ever gets real, I'm coming straight to you. This is what we need to be on. It's not fear, it's smart. We gotta pay attention to the world around us. They tripping right now.
Can I answer his question?
Please.
About
do
the
whatever
next
you gotta do. Yeah.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, similar to what you guys have been saying, for America, I see chaos. What I see these kinds of panels as are facilitators of chaos. And so sometimes when things like this happen,
Dark side.
yeah, when shit like this starts happening, a few people step out and start talking, and people actually listen. And so what we
Who
have
would have thought?
yeah, right, yeah.
Really?
So
What the fuck?
now what we're doing is getting together and deciding to actually put some of these things out there. This is what it looks like when somebody just takes a step one together with some shit like this. It's not too shabby. It's, as a matter of fact, y'all could do something like this tomorrow. Some of y'all could get on YouTube and do some shit like this. But it's important that we start having these conversations because that chaos is here and it is coming, and that's what everybody's feeling.
And it's not something to be sold about, because the whole point of us trying to build this thing we got going on, this mastermind, so we give people tools so they can be protected. Because if you ain't know what's going on at all, you're gonna be hit with all the panic, and that's what you see going on right now. People didn't know at all, so they just went with the flow of what Big Daddy told them, and they got smacked. So
I
it's
mean,
like,
that's that mob mentality, dude. They
Right.
goes left,
Yeah.
you go left.
and so even I was saying earlier, I think a lot of even the people who was victimized by the system, because we all have in different degrees, they're gonna come flooding to someone like, yo, what, we need some help, because this what they got going on ain't helping nobody. So we need some kind of guidance. We need some kind of help to figure this stuff out. So we've already been doing that this whole time, and we're only going to get older and better at doing this. So even us coming together at this perfect moment in time, because I wasn't expecting it to be like this, but it needs to be had. You know what I'm saying? So like Daly was saying, this is just the first step. We ain't got to go crazy, but we definitely going to be consistent. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel some good vibes with this, and I feel like we can make something happen, even if it's something that we do, like, you know, every week or once a month, twice a month, whenever we can get together, we're talking about this subject. Everyone bring their game on this, not necessarily go back and forth, but we're just talking about this because we felt like we came together. We need to tell the people about this. Where can we go to get some gold, silver, copper, so on so? Where can we go? What books about health? What can we eat? What can we do? What can we do for rituals tonight for the next 3 days? Boom, boom, boom. We can do stuff for all those things so people can have some tangible things they can do at home, so we can get this energy, because it's not just us masterminding, everyone in the chat masterminding with us too. They all fucking with us. You know what I'm saying? So they like they say, someone's gonna listen to us. You know what I'm saying? Somebody go out there and do what we're gonna say.
Right.
So we can use this energy to really, you know, make something positive out of it. So yeah, shit.
That's focus.
All right, 10 years from now.
Yeah.
Plot twist.
10 years from now, I think the best part about asking that question, to be honest, is that 10 years worth of happenings is about to go down within the next 10 weeks to 10 months. You know, that's being all
fair as
into you know, everything is being synchronized. So when we're talking about what's happening within the next 10 years, we're talking that's down to minutes. You know,
Right.
Everything in this time period is so refined past the point of things being gradual that it's in such a quantumized realm that you have to realize anything you putting out is out there now. Anything you're saying, anything you're building, anything you're trying to contribute, it's being planted, it's being seeded. Those seeds are being watered. It's turning into something. So how are you utilizing that to
how are you casting your seed?
Absolutely. How is that being utilized for your storyline? If we could put it like this, with Q talking about gold and silver and everything, you have to also take into account that we have trusts in our family names in the United States of America. If you are an indigenous American, if you want to give it a word, a name, or whatever, our names have always been important to us, not necessarily just in the sense of marking everything down, but keeping track of who gets what. There's always been enough. There's always been more than enough, but there's always a track of who gets what. What type of profits do the mail carriers, do the plumbers, do the electricians, what do they take away from this? That was always allocated. That's why you always had women at the head of the household who controlled the flow of the money, because this was about allocating everything to where it was supposed to go. All of this exists. I'm not really just trying to pull this out of my ass in terms of, you know, building a system. It all exists. United States of America's government is nothing but an entity that exists to hold on to that trust. The corporation that is the United States government exists only to hold on to the trust that is the combined monies of all indigenous American families in this country. This is specifically why I wanted Rod Hayes to come on here tonight, because he could go into that in a lot more fine detail than I can. But the point is that we have to bring it up now anyway, because what are we doing? We're trying to put together a different kind of system, different than what we've seen, but also, again, going back to the old ways, because now you don't have a choice. Now you're entering a realm where you don't have a choice. It's either A or B, quite frankly. And all it takes is following the signs. All that is adapting yourself to what type of signs you're going to follow. Again, who are you talking to? Who are you going to go to for help? When all this shit is going down, who are you going to? Who are you trying to build refuge with? Everything has to be taken into consideration. We don't have to get so fucking grandiose with our ideas of what's going on and what we can contribute to build to this main picture. It's just about, okay, when the shit goes down, what you gonna activate it? What's happening? What's happening right here, right now with us? We have trillions of, you have cryptocurrency, right? The United States Federal Reserve has in circulation around $545 trillion annually, every year. But we're $13 trillion in debt with China. We're $1 trillion in debt with the European Union. That shit don't make no sense. If you have a circulating $545 trillion in terms of a budget that you can actually hold on to, that you can use with your fucking physical hands, clearly you don't have any debts unless the money isn't yours, unless you can't touch the money, unless the money belongs to the people. Mm-hmm. So the only way you can ever reallocate how that money flows is if you tax the people. Now, why do I say that? You tax a human being on the land that their ancestors have taken care of since the beginning of time. What you're doing is you're making them live on borrowed time. Money, currency equates to energy, but it also equates to time and space. Time and space. What's being used to create a picture. Our pictures are being used by other people. So again, if we're going to now you are supposedly a human. You are a color wheel man. What color are you seeing out of? Money is green in our country. So what does that mean? You're seeing money in terms of how it makes you feel, where you find a point of stability with it. You can't do anything without using money in this country, period. There's still barter and trading systems in other countries. You can't do that shit here. You need money. You need money.
Talk about a heart chakra.
Exactly. So now, okay, you talk about heart chakras. You have to get into your mind that you don't know anything about yourself. You don't know anything about yourself.
Truly.
You don't. You really don't. But you've equated it to money. You've equated it to a tool that can be spent, that can be taken from one hand to another. So not only do you not know yourself, now you have no rights to yourself. Where are you basing everything from? If you want to base it from a gold standard, okay. What is in the basis of a system based around a gold standard? It's about inheritance. It's about legacy. It's about leaving a trail, something that can be tracked, something that can be used later on. If that's the case, get together, get in a group, talk to people who have gold, use that as the system of the basis of how you meet in that group and how you organize it. That's what you're going to do. And then take it from there. If that's what you're going to do, don't make it something that you have to do. Make it something that's tangible and ready to use in front of you. It's right in front of you. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do if you have the system of it in front of you in order to enact that. If I'm making sense. You know?
Mostly.
For real. I'm down for everything we're doing right now. I'm loving it. But I also know sometimes when we get into these spaces and we talk and we love each other and our enthusiasm and our mind-blowing knowledge so much that we steer away from the fact that we still have to build something. So
fuck yeah. Agreed. My wheels done been spinning, dude. My wheels, we need to be doing like, hey, every first of the month, we fucking garden day. Like, what did you learn last month? If you're planning to get powdery, like I get powdery mildew and I'm like, oh fuck. But if I got powdery mildew in it, and if that powdery mildew meant my family was gonna starve to death that winter, I'm gonna know, what does it look like? What conditions cause it? How can I spot it ahead of time? How can I make sure it doesn't come back? how fucking bad is this, like, in the long term of my garden? Well, this, you know what I mean? Like, this is life and death shit. So I'm like, all right, get people connected with the land. Like, tell them, know where your local springs are. Like, I'm always keeping notes of running water, especially in SoCal. It's dry as fuck. I'm like, oh, water leaking from there. There's a spring. I smell sulfur. There's fucking hot springs around here somewhere. I'm like, I'm always, there's flowing water to the mountain range behind me that flows year round. You know what I mean? So I'm already tapping into this shit. You know what I mean? Because water is the biggest commodity here. We can fish at the ocean or dive for shit, but water's tough. So yeah, to your point, I got the wheels spinning on practicalities. By all means, we need that tether, dude. That's what we definitely need, that tether. And I feel like that's what'll separate. I'm hoping will separate our mastermind from others, is like the light approach to it, because it sounds doom and gloom, but by all means, moving forward, it would be dope. Like, imagine a class on your local medicinal medicines. That would be the coolest YouTube video with your little ukulele playing in the background with your cool editing and shit. Like, that's what it looks like. Like, this is how to identify edible plants, and these are ones you thought were weeds, but they're the most potent fucking liver detox you'll find, and it's right fucking there, and like parsley, and you know what I mean? So it is like, that's what we need to start doing. Is that's part of it. Is like fun, simple, lighthearted, extremely powerful shit.
Yes.
Then let's start with this. The simplest way to start with this is, if y'all are down, we could create an annual meeting time and space, just like all of y'all have now concurrently said before. We can put it down that we're gonna meet, that we're gonna do this. We're gonna go live to fill the specific task of talking about whatever. Like, we already have. If you ever heard of Dr. Enki, Dr. Enki is a dude who's been in the community with Red Pill and Blue Pill and all them.
You talking Minister Enki?
Yeah, Minister Enki.
Yeah. I came up in it, so I know a lot of people.
But every single day, he's on there every single day talking about any kind of compound and whatever it is you eat and you shouldn't eat. Like, you already have the brothers out here doing that, the sisters out here doing that. So all it takes is talking to each other.
We gotta start.
Yeah, but not a lot of us like talking to each other. It's of a one-man show-esque thing going on, and I don't think that a lot of us realizes that you can still do the one-man show thing and still be a part of a network. You can still do that.
That should be how it works.
You know what I'm saying?
Highly encouraged, in fact.
You got your own individual thing, but when you come together, it's a whole different thing, but it serves a greater purpose.
That's the point, bro. Look. If you wanted to put everything on the basis of like a Cash App or what's it called on YouTube, y'all? I can't remember the money system. Sending
the super chat or something like that.
Thank you.
Or stickers, super chat. I think those are the two.
Whatever it is that YouTube takes away off of everybody's individual super chats, you can eliminate that problem by coming together and getting yourself a Minister Enki, a Keith Garcia, Q Reeves, you know, and being like, hey, y'all want to be on this platform as to where you have your own donation system and nobody can take it.
Oh, now that's gangster.
Like, you could. That's what I'm saying. It's simple. That shit is simple, man. It's about talking about it. Nobody's
super
being
gangster.
real because everybody's they're concerned about shit that makes sense. Let's just do that. Let's be real like that. I remember on Q's channel, he was talking about Qisms. He could have his own entire app where he has everything that he has ever said just out there. People could use it like a one card pluck system when they're trying to figure something out. Like, there's a yes and no system that works with everything. All I'm saying is that it's
people reading random horoscopes right now. So you definitely could do that. Okay.
Man, we can get with it. We can get with it.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's
everybody in here smoke weed.
Shit, I almost feel like hitting the bong. I'm just been chill. I'm just,
guilty. Dude, I've been chiefing this whole time, Earl. I packed it with Keith, and so I'm like, I need to chill on this. But that's probably why I brain farted earlier. I was just like, what did I do? What just happened?
Dude, I'm smoking space runts.
Space
runts? Is that what that's what the kids are calling it these days?
Yeah.
Shit's come a long way. Or not. It's always been ridiculous fucking names with weed, dude. I don't get weed. I hate weed names. One of my least favorite names of any genre are weed names.
Weed out there, man. You got names for them?
Beautiful plant, though.
It is a gorgeous plant. It's just fucking absolute, yeah.
It's probably gonna save the world. Industrial hemp is gonna save the world.
Yo, see, we need to get like fucking. We need to host speakers on shit like that. Hey, hemp, just put together a gorgeous documentary, a Netflix-worthy documentary of hemp, its history, its origin, what famous people rocked it, like what famous ships were made out of it. Like, just get people fucking stoked on like they did it with the mushroom fungi. A big one came out recently, but people are just normally stoked on mushrooms. We just got to that's the connection with putting shit together, is we got to get people stoked on it somehow. We got to get them fucking involved. Like,
we could start by creating a central meeting space where we all can kind of showcase what it is that we do and that we're contributing. So, you know, like for real, we could do like a group channel. I'm not saying you have to pour in everything that you're doing and make it a part of somebody else's thing, but I'm saying leave here today with the idea that we can create a central meeting concept. We can create if it's us making a website, if it's us do whatever the fuck, just starting somewhere. People needed to see that we were doing this and talking about this because they need to know what time it is. It's that time. But we got to get it together with us right now. We are the leadership. I make no mistake in seeing that and putting this as it is right now for that purpose. This is the leadership. This community is fractured. The quote unquote spiritual community, which is the basis of all forms now. You got electricians in this motherfucker. You got script writers in this shit. It's going to be the basis of all communities, I'm telling you. If in terms of seeing shit in the next 10 years, it's the fact that it's all collapsing into this community, which is why this community has gone through the bullshit for the past 3 years, because it's being pressurized. Can't everybody, you know, do what it is you got to do. That's why everybody lasts on this mug either. It's transforming itself. Just look at it. See where you at with it. It ain't about contributing to somebody else's plan. See where you at with your own shit. There's room, but apply it. Apply the shit. Let's make a website. Let's do something. Apply it. Period.
Copy that.
Well, shoot, we can if we come together, like I said, once a month, twice a month, or I don't know what everyone's schedule is, but you do something so we just rotate with the main subject is going to be body, mind, spirit, or whatever else, finances or something like that, combine the two, so it can be, you know, time proposal, but do something like that. So we have like, okay, we're coming here and at least talking about something. We have a subject that we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, I guess we're more on the introductory type of things, but as far as like actually doing something, a lot of people worry about a lot of things, you know, not worry, but they want to know different things. So especially with this, the solstice coming down, you know, people with this energy going on. I mean, it's a
good time, dude. It's a good time for like setting intentions and
exactly, you know, writing your goals down and not in that New York resolution type of deal, but actually sitting down and visualizing it. Because one thing that I've noticed, everything that you've been doing around this time, you're going to be doing that. That's going to be the biggest energy you can be doing, carrying on throughout the rest of the year. So if you're sitting just kind of chilling,
let's get a little like group meditation, even if it's like a Discord room or something like that, just so everyone can jump in. Like, hey, anyone available? Fucking, we're running to that 8 tonight. You know what I mean? Just
work too.
You know,
like that's probably the most powerful shit we can do. All meditate with a
you know what I'm saying?
Common goal.
I'm like, all right, some simple shit. Like we can definitely, you know, we can definitely set up a Discord for that. That'd be super easy. And good for building momentum too, dude. It's nice to have things in between that are easily accessible. And like you're saying, instead of dropping everything you're doing, I'm meditating anyways. Like, y'all want to join? Boom, send.
It's that easy.
You know what I mean? Now we're literally mentally, spiritually, physically in some way all fucking mirroring, we're bouncing, we're vibrating off of each other.
That's right. 2020 was to kill yourself as the individual that you thought you knew before. 2021 was figuring out who that individual is on the basis of a genesis, beginning with this person. So now you have your individual self begin with your own collective. Insert a collective. It don't have to be any kind of collective. You go along you have your own frequency.
Yeah.
Mr. Myra Ross says
good to note that too.
It's the point. It's the point because you can't blend all energies. You're not supposed to blend all energies, but you can harmonize them. You can harmonize them. You cannot blend all of them. You can harmonize them. Build the fucking space. We built the space. We got it. So, what I will say is that it's 11:37. Do you know what your government is doing? You know.
Wait, how is that relevant? I missed the joke. It's the time it is, and what?
You know what your government is doing? I don't have kids, so I can't say. Do you know where your kids are?
No. Oh! I missed that part. Yeah. I haven't heard any footsteps, which worries me.
He's listening. That's why
he could be tapped in. Yeah, he could be. Dude, that kid's fucking tapped in. It's hella funny.
He's the reason why this hasn't shut down again like it did the first time.
I did. Dude, I've been fucking launching mental defense mechanisms at least every 5 to 10 minutes since we started this. Let's start wrapping it up though. So I don't know if anyone speak now or forever hold your peace, y'all in the chat room. If you guys would like to give a elevator sort of outro pitch, no pressure. I
was gonna say it real quick to my bad, Jabron. Since you are the one that brought us all together, I know I'll be coordinating with you. I'm pretty sure other fellas as well, so we can get a live stream cracking, so we can just be consistent, because that's the biggest thing. Even us just popping over here and talking, just whatever the vibe might be on that day, is gonna be helpful. You know what I'm saying? So just us building it, and it's gonna be helpful. So just whenever we can get to the next live stream, fellas, whenever y'all got some available time, because I gotta go work. I wake at 5 in the morning too, but I'm on the west side, so the west coast, so I can be a little bit later, but still we can make it happen. You know what I'm saying? 6 o'clock is a good time for us to get started. Maybe a little later, 6:30. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I host these lives on Monday nights, because that's pretty much my day that I can guarantee to be off. Because I gotta mute you, so I'm super done. Is what I'm getting at. Anything else? For sure. Anyone like to say anything on the way out?
Well, I would say that before. Yeah, I would say if we can have a check-in live stream on the 23rd, because it's gonna be, well, if it's possible, only because, or if not, then next week, only because we're going through this period. People are gonna be writing down their goals and intention, visualizing.
For the sake of celestial movement. Fuck yeah, I'm
right. You know what I'm saying? So just so people know, like, hey, we here with y'all. We still here with y'all.
All right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's if y'all can do it, you know.
Everyone listening in the chat room, we'll plan the 23rd. I'll put it on my Discord and my YouTube in case we don't end up making a particular one for this. I don't expect anyone to, so we'll just throw it up wherever we throw it up. 23rd?
Yeah.
That's perfect. I need to be doing, and it'll hold me fucking accountable to make sure that I put something well together for the occasion and not like haphazardly throw some shit together because it's a passive, you know what I mean?
I mean, even if we came together and did, like we were saying, keep doing the meditation, that will help all the people who are tuning in who haven't meditated, you know, because people still gonna be working, doing whatever. Sometimes you just doing what you're doing. So that'll give people time to sit down and be still.
All right, what day of the week is that?
That's Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday? Oh, I have music rehearsals Wednesday night.
Hold on, let me see.
The 23rd is Wednesday?
I think it might be Thursday, actually.
If it is, I'll be playing mad tunes for you guys in spirit.
It's Thursday.
Oh, it's Thursday. I can run a Thursday. Fuck yeah.
All right.
I can do some witchy ass stuff in the garden on Thursday. That sounds like a delightful time, actually. What's up?
I was saying Daystar on Q. That works for y'all?
That's this Thursday?
Yeah.
I mean, we're not meeting, right? We're not coming on a live. We're just we're setting up a live, like a passive live or active live. That's what I'm confused in.
I mean, it's up to y'all who wants to host it. That's one thing. Not like like a think tankish thing going on.
Right. So my bad. I misunderstood that. I thought we were gonna do.
Wait, is it alive? Okay.
We actually didn't even talk about that in my head.
I was thinking about like a live like we're doing right now. just on that day. So we're checking in with the people. Yo, we did this.
I mean, either way,
it's the middle of all the energy. So this is what we do. We wrote down this, meditate with us, boom. It ain't gotta be a long ass 2 hour live stream. Just be like, yo, we here with y'all doing this, because we're not only helping them, we're helping ourselves as well, because we're taking the time to sit down and do the shit too.
Yeah. So how about this? I'll meet you guys halfway, because I'll probably be doing something with the fam. If I'm going in, I'm gonna go in with the fam, is what I'm getting at.
No,
so I was thinking I would I don't have to host it, but I could if needed, and just put it on, like, set up an altar. Ashir does that shit all the time, where she just runs a live and it just shows her altar. Music or something. I don't have to put music. It could just be like a representation of my presence while I'm in the actual garden doing my thing. But you know what I mean? Just because I'm thinking for this time and in the future, like, you know, it'd be nice if people wanted to be there just to hold space, but like, oh, I'm busy, but I'm tapped in at the same time, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that's what people are looking forward to now. They want shit to listen to. You know, everybody's doing that by the radio moment, like it's World War II and some shit.
It kind of is, huh? I like it. I do. I like it in that aspect. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, is that it? You guys want to?
Yeah. I mean,
I
appreciate y'all. I really do. I appreciate y'all. Do y'all have Instagram? Do y'all? Because that's mainly what I'm on, besides on here, YouTube.
What's that? Oh shit! We should put all your paraphernalia at least in the comment. Do you guys want to do that? Your Instagrams or YouTubes, or I'm sure you guys all know Q from my channel, and Daily. I'm not sure if you have something that.
Yeah, I got an Instagram. That's about it though. I'm about to make a YouTube.
You should.
Yes, I should.
We'll all support it. Cool. So I trust you guys. I'll put those in the comment sections.
Yeah, put my tag on there.
Okay.
Instagram. It's the same thing as spiritual_initiative. Oh, but you gotta type the whole thing because they shut up in my ass.
Yeah. That's funny. My bad. I need to make you. It's because dude, you're never in the chat room, and I can never make you moderator. Is the problem? Now that you're in there, I can just run you moderator style. Let me open up the room, and then you can post whatever the hell you want. I closed the live view in the control room because it bogs down the computer. So I'm like, been running blind on the chat room lately, actually. Damn, 57 people. What up, squad?
Yeah, man, it was cracking, man. This is dope.
All right. I'm not even going to attempt to go back.
Like that either. I know people be chiming in. They be having something to say too.
Earl, you want to type something in the chat room so I can see your name and then make you moderator for now and for the future if you ever want.
Yeah, I did it just now. I just put in my handle. It's a few.
Oh, there it is. I see it. Coo. Cuckoo, ka-choo, just like that. They all went back to the big old blue, as a wise turtle once said. All right, well, thanks to everyone for coming and hanging. Stoked for the unraveling of projects, especially when they come in the depths of the grandest solar death. Like, well played. Well played, squad and universe. So until next time, I'm giving the thumbs up for Thursday. I will be doing their ritual 100%. I don't know if I'll be talking, but I'll at least set it up for you guys and put like an altar in the background. Yeah. So we'll figure out whoever's there, dope, whoever's not, dope too. But yeah, and that, guys, is that it?
Yeah, we'll talk later about the time. You know.
All right, I'm gonna end the stream on the YouTube, but the Zoom is still gonna stay open, right, fellas? All right, peace out, everybody.
Peace.